Back up, back up, back up, back up. Back up, back up, back up, back up. Back up, back up, back up, back up. Back up, back up, back up. Wait a minute, I was told there's no back up. Darkness all in my veins, but I won't be a fake up. Y'all be tripping, living life in respect. I might slip out and back up, but I won't be a fake. I'm in the 7, I'm gonna act up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, you stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'm in the 7, I'm gonna act up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, you stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up.
Is you thinking I'm jumping and leaking the leak? Immediately show up this evening and wait till you sleeping. Kick to the open, I'm scanning for motion. I'm just trying to make all my pockets obese. Don't want, I just want the Lucci. So me and all of my poochies can eat. For his loose change, take his boo thing out the PF chains and take him K get steak or something. Something looking at me like I'm opaque or something. Don't I look like Drake or something? Something better tell mankind Undertaker coming.
Wait, back up, back up. I was told there's no back up. Darkness all in my veins, but I won't be a fake up. Y'all be tripping, living life in respect. I might slip out and back up, but I won't be a victim. I'm in the 7, I'm gonna act up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, you stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'm in the 7, I'm gonna act up. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Spilling the tea, stirring the cup. I'ma need you to back up. I'ma need you to back up. Yep. I'ma need you to back up. Come from off the top, the flow is hot, I got you shot. Come from off the top, you know I be smarter than Spock. Come from off the top, the flow is hot, I got you shot. Come from off the top, come from off the top.
Can't keep up, you too slow.
Top.
You just watch, I control.
Top.
I take half, you not whole.
Top.
Got your mind, got your
This is a
soul.
scenario, I'm in your area, this is your definitely. Turn up your stereo, get this jumping like Mario, now you ain't with me. You terrible, I might embarrass you right here.
Speaking of my career, we recently crowned our first ever NBA 2K20 legend. Who was it?
Was it Chalk DF, Poor Boy Sin, Hank the Tank, or Red City Boy?
Man, these guys are grinding. Like, mad props and respect to them.
Mad props.
I don't think I'm gonna become a legend.
I don't think so either.
But we're taking names on the Pro-Am courts, so bring it on, community.
Before we get started, we need to congratulate Chalk.
Coming right up, the Wizards taking on the Nuggets. For the Washington Wizards, they've won just 4 games out of their last 10, and they know they can do better. This team has talent, and they'll try to bring it together and get things back on track with a win. Nuggets, Wizards. We'll be right back after this.
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
Good evening, everybody. Tonight in NBA action, we have the Denver Nuggets against the Washington Wizards. Looking at the Wizards, they're keeping pace with their win total from last season, holding steady, though they'd like to move the needle and continue to improve. And fellas, Nikola Jokic, 41st pick in 2014. Not exactly built, in the mold of today's super athlete. Tell me, how has he become a superstar, Kenny?
Well, it's that old cliche. Most of the game is played between the ears. And this guy has the ability to see things happening before they happen. So you don't have to be a great athlete. You can just recognize it, articulate it to your teammates, and get it done.
Whatever what that means, Ernie, but he's one of the best passing bigs I've ever seen. Nightly triple-double threat. What are you talking about?
Well, you didn't have to do that.
Articulate it. Most between the ears, articulate it.
Oh, man, keep it short and sweet.
Okay.
I'm hungry.
Here's Kevin Harlan.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. Chris Webber's joining us at the broadcast table alongside Greg Anthony and David Aldridge on the sideline. This is Kevin Harlan. And now, a chance to see what's coming up for the Nuggets. On Saturday, they'll head out on the road to face the Kings in Sacramento. And then on Tuesday, they'll go up against LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers.
And Kevin, I think you have to look at this as an opportunity to take a step forward. Sometimes tough road trips can bring the best out of a team and bring you closer together.
And with pregame routines coming to an end, we're just about ready for our tip-off. First, though, let's get a report from the sideline and say hello to David Aldridge.
Nuggets coach Mike Malone is the son of longtime NBA assistant coach Brendan Malone, who was on the staff with the late Chuck Daly in Detroit when the Pistons won back-to-back NBA titles. Malone's dad told him not to get into coaching with its nomadic lifestyle and volatility. Michael said, "I knew the pitfalls. My father said, all right, if you're going to be a coach, be a great coach. If you have a passion, you've got to follow that passion." Kevin?
That's some pretty sound advice. Thanks, D.A. In the new season, Chris, every team wants that fast start, but when you really think about it, how important is that in the grand scheme of things?
Well, it depends on where you are. Like, let's think about Houston last year with the injuries. You don't want to get to a slow start where you're fighting for home court advantage. So it's very important. And usually veteran teams know that first 2-3 weeks of the season is when you can sneak teams. And if you're a younger team and you understand that, wait a minute, it's all about attention to detail, focus, and playing hard, you can get some pretty nice upsets early because when for young teams, once the scouting report comes out and teams hone in on you, it might be a little bit more of a difficult season as the days go ahead. Yeah, watch out.
And now Washington's starting group. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. Thomas and Beal teaming up in the backcourt. And it's Brown in at the small forward. And for Denver, Millsap and Jokic, the big men. Filling out the wings, Harris and Barton. And it's Murray in at the one spot. Whistle blows, bucket is good, and he'll have a chance at the line to make it a three-point play.
How about the strength of Murray finishing the shot off easily, even with the harm? And I have just been so impressed with the way Jamal Murray has added to his game. Keeps pushing himself every offseason to make the most of his abilities as a player and continues to be a consistent threat from the outside.
Mind the lanes. Mind the lanes. One shot.
Free throw good, Murray. And with Murray, Greg, you forget how young he is. He entered the NBA right out of his freshman year at Kentucky.
I mean, Murray was taken 7th in his draft and has...
I mean, that's a rugged play.
It's gracious.
And Murray's got the ball here for Denver. And it's Harris off the drive, banked in off the glass.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Yeah, very little resistance. I mean, you had to bring much faster help than that.
No stopping him there. Jams it in as he's fouled. A chance now for a three-point play. It's going to be on Jokic.
And the added muscle of Beal coming into play there. I mean, he's just shrugging off the contact and getting it done.
Washington shooting their first free throw attempt on the night. Throw good, Beal.
And did you see the maturation of Beal over time? I mean, I noticed it. He added more wrinkles and dimensions to his game. He's an impressive two-guard. A foul right off the bat. You hate to pick up your first one so quick.
First quarter, just over a minute played. Here's Jokic, and it's Denver scoring again.
And right out of the gates, they are locked and loaded. 3 straight scores early.
Murray against Thomas, and it's Beal in the corner. No good on the triple. Nuggets have gotten their first 3 shots to go in for to start off this game. It's Barton with the drive, and Barton throws it down.
Yeah, nice, strong finish on the inside.
But Greg, that's what he does. He's got the dunker mentality. And in the first, a little over a minute and a half in. Thomas against Murray. And the foul on Will Barton. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
Double team on Thomas. To the paint. Here's Brown. And it's sent back by Jokic. Murray against Thomas. Murray, good.
Taking this defense to task so far. No misses in their first 5 attempts.
The Wizards shooting 43% since taking the floor today. And Bryant kicks to Thomas. Pass to Beal. Over Harris. Beal's shot is good. Beal's got 5 now.
Boy, he is looking confident. Love how they're using him so far.
Yeah, that's because he's getting his number called early. I mean, he's doing his part to help carry the offensive load.
Yeah, complete focus right now. Such an impressive start to this game. 100% from the field.
Here's Thomas. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot.
If there's ever a successful shot that still gets your coach mad at you, that's the one.
Here's Murray. Again, the Nuggets score.
And he's not going to pass up that one. And trust me, he shouldn't. He's solid from that in-between there.
Thomas passes to Hachimura. Pass to Bryant. Dishes it to Beal. Thomas, it's a wide open look. Good, it's Beal picking up the assist. Thomas got his second bucket tonight.
And with his usual degree of difficulty, I mean, that's an easy one. Thomas able to just catch and release.
That one good for 2.
Oh, he's perfect from the field this quarter. He's giving the fits out there.
Brown outside. Back to Thomas. In the hoop for his 3rd make from the field. He's 3 for 4 thus far in the contest. And so it's Murray with it. He brings it up for the Nuggets. They come into this having outplayed Phoenix the last game.
And the bench turned up in that one. Whatever they couldn't get from their starters, they got from the reserves.
And when the bench steps up, it takes pressure off the starters. And they stepped up big in that game.
Bryant finds Beal. Goes up and lays it nice and easy. He's got 7.
Oh, you love how Beal rises over the D. He loves out-muscling them at every turn.
Denver in the lead. Here's Millsap, and again it's Denver.
Punch, counter punch. Impressive offensive production early on.
Yeah, and this is what you love to see. Both teams going at it, working to get to their spots and cashing in.
Hachimura the pass to Thomas. Beal deciding where to go with it. Basket, good. Beal's got 9.
Oh, he's got a role in this quarter, taking it on himself to guide their offense.
Here's Murray. Here's Barton. And there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
Second chance points always hurt. Just not enough effort to block out.
Yeah, that's what's frustrating because you did the job defensively to get the stop, and then you gave it right back.
Brown outside. 17-foot shot on the way. That doesn't fall either. He's missed his first 2 shots tonight.
And Chris, a very unique experience playing in the nation's capital. What was your time like with Washington?
Oh, I love DC. Oh, I love Chocolate City. I mean, the surrounding areas of DC love the team as well. There's something special about playing in the capital.
Thomas's shot is off.
Man, you don't see this fella blow many layups. Not against D like that, anyway.
Harris. Again, the Nuggets score.
And the story here, Kevin, early on is how well they've shot the basketball.
Now here's Beal. 20 points for him last game against Sacramento. There's the pass to Thomas. No good with the triple. The Nuggets leading by 7. Here's Murray. Rebound by the Wizards. And going against Denver, their first meeting of the season.
And with this matchup being an East versus West affair, it'll be the first of only 2 meetings between the teams.
Yeah, should be a fun game to watch. I mean, 2 teams that don't see each other that much. They'll learn a lot about each other tonight. Some players might wear down during this kind of run. He's only getting stronger.
Inside. And that one's good. Hachimura.
Good floor awareness, good vision. Thomas, dependable at finding open teammates.
Here's Murray, and it's sent back by Bryant. Beal gets a wide open look, and off the left side of the rim, and it swirls in for him.
And they've had assists now in their last 3 baskets.
Timeout is called, first of the game for the Nuggets.
You know, you don't hear a lot of talk about it, but Brad Beal is one of the top shooting guards in our league. The scoring, the playmaking he provides is really right there amongst the elite.
Denver with a platoon swap here on the floor. Here we are in November, and let's see how things are going out east in the early season. You look at the Wizards. They're down in 9th place so far, still early in the season.
And seeing where Washington is, they had the kind of hot and cold start that we've kind of come to expect. Nothing that would indicate they're in for any kind of a breakout season.
They do look like they're the same kind of team they were last year. Good, but not special.
And Beal about a 25-5-5 player last season, Greg. Most would agree that that's star-level production.
Those are Hall of Fame-esque numbers. I'd put him up there with Klay Thompson and Jimmy Butler. Fantastic scorer who does it with strong efficiency, and he's only getting better.
Shooting 2.
Free throw good from Morris. Most teams now look to run early and often, Chris. And there are some keys to finding success, aren't there, in the transition game?
Yeah, and the first key is you run fast and you speed up the pace, but that doesn't mean you hurry and take a hurried shot. Pacing and speed is all about getting it past half court to see if the defense is set, and if they're not, to take advantage. But it's a 2-step process. And for teams to just run all crazy or willy-nilly like my grandfather used to say, well, you're not going to do anything but play fast and bad.
Pass to Beal. There's the 3. That shot off. And the Nuggets going the other way. And it's out of bounds. The Wizards will take it the other way.
And while we have a chance, how about the numbers for Beal? 4th in scoring and such a great distributor and decision maker, among the top 10 in assists per game.
And as you said, one of the NBA's most potent scorers. Always up to the challenge. His top 5 ranking has him right there with the elite. Here is Miles. Looking at his numbers, he's averaging about 6.5 points a game. And that one is good from Bradley Beal.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Here's Morris. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And the Nuggets lead by 5.
And they keep hammering away at him inside, forcing the ball into the paint.
Here's Bonga. He's guarded by Plumlee. Bunga the pass to Bertens. Outside, Beal. Pass to Bunga. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Miles, that's for 2. And it's off the back rim. No good.
You almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he is that open.
And that one is good by Beasley. Wizards trail by 7. Passes it to Beal. A three-pointer off the mark. It's Beasley on the wing. He's covered by Beal. And it's good for 2. Beasley's got his second basket of the game.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible.
Outside, Beal. They get the rebound. Wagner. It's good. And he makes his first shot of the game.
They've been beating them to a lot of those loose balls and rebounds here to start.
And he comes up with the deuce. Morris has got 6 points. So for the Wizards, their last game a loss to Sacramento. Here's Bunga, covered by Morris. Out of bounds. Denver takes possession.
Story of their game right here. One sloppy play after another.
McRae's checked in for Beal. And so here's Denver with a 9-point lead. And it's slammed in by Plumlee.
Displaying intensity right off the opening tip, especially on the offensive end.
Yeah, they've been very aggressive, and they've taken early control of this game.
To the inside. Here's Wagner. A beautiful reverse layup.
And he's got such a great touch and feel around the basket. He made that reverse look easy.
And Beasley, here we go, goes to the reverse layup and drops it in. He's got 6.
Defensively, giving up far too many open rhythm looks.
Here's McRae, coming in off a 12-point game his last outing, and it's good, 2 points. The Nuggets leading by 9. Here's Morris. That's tipped. They retain possession. They got him on the arm, but it still can. And you see Jeremy Grant on this team, he means so much more than just his stats.
He's a fantastic glue guy, and his teammates talk about how unselfish he is on the floor. Great team player and an even better chemistry guy off the court.
And Washington making a change here. Smith has checked in. And Grant no good on that one.
And the combination of athleticism and defense Grant brings is superb. A guy who you can depend on to compete. And that's exactly what he's looking for, draining the triple.
And Beasley, here we go. That one falls. Beasley's got 8.
When you find yourself up double digits in the first quarter, you know you're doing something right.
Yeah, true. But now it's about sustaining their energy and maintaining the focus.
The pass to Miles. Fires from deep. That one's a miss. His third shot of the game. He's made one of them. Here's Grant. And again, it's Denver.
And a lot of teams avoid the mid-range jumper, but they seem to be using it well.
And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for the Washington Wizards. Down by 12. The putback. Here's Wagner. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. It's going to be on Mason Plumlee.
Nice work to get it inside and draw the contact.
The Wizards shooting their second and third free throws tonight. That one is off. And he's good on the second. Denver leading by 11. Morris into the lane. It drops for his third basket. He's missed only one shot.
They should continue to get the ball inside. The defense struggling to contain them.
Here's McCray, covered by Beasley. Smith outside. 6 on the shot clock. Takes the 12-footer and hits.
The cleverness of Smith showing itself once again. Terrific at getting into the heart of the D and then cashing in.
Morris, and he drops in the layup off the glass. Morris has got 10 points in the game.
They are just killing them on the interior.
From 13 feet, it goes down. Pass to Plumlee. Got a piece of it. And so it looks like Denver will retain possession here.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
Well, just trying to prevent the opposition from getting comfortable. Next time, that one might get picked.
Morris with the bucket.
And even with the big lead, he remains focused on the task at hand.
We talk about killer instinct all the time. He definitely has it. He's keeping his foot on the pedal here.
What a performance by Jamal Murray. He has been the story for the Denver Nuggets. He put together quite a quarter, 13 points in all, and he looks to be planning for more. We've got more NBA basketball coming your way in just a minute. One of the most dangerous scorers in the game, Bradley Beal spoke about the trust Coach Scott Brooks has in him and his teammates.
I think the biggest thing is he's still young. So, he tries to think he's still hip. He keeps up with us a little bit, but he grants us a lot of freedom. He allows us freedom on both ends of the floor to be leaders.
Beal trying to grow as a leader and a star. Has to love that.
Yeah, and Brooks known for developing good relationships with his players. He pushes them, but he gives them a lot of praise as well.
And glad to have you with us, folks. Second quarter of basketball. This game has not exactly been neck and neck, but plenty of time left in this one. And a very convincing performance from the Nuggets so far.
Showing a lot of confidence in their rotation. They went right to that bench when they needed points.
Credit to coaching, GMU. Some guys wouldn't have made those substitutions in the first quarter, but now it's paying off.
It's Morris and Beasley at the 1 and the 2. Plumlee out there with Jeremy Grant. And it's Craig in at the 3 spot. That's the group for Denver getting going here in the second. Morris into the lane. Counted. Morris has got 4 points this quarter.
No doubt about the consistency when it comes to scoring the basketball for him tonight. A real nice lift for their offense.
Poke loose. And now the Nuggets. Fast break. And it's Beasley finishing it off.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
The shot is good by McCray. McCray's got his second basket of the night.
Well, this is what Smith does best, keeping his eyes moving to set up the open man.
And on our sideline, our reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, Kevin, with John Wall sidelined for most of the season recovering from injury, the Wizards are going to need new players to step up. One of them that they hope will do so is their first-round pick, Rui Hachimura. Hachimura didn't start playing basketball until he was 13 years old. He was a baseball player. He's the first Japanese-born player to be a first-round pick in the NBA draft. And he only played a little bit in Japan before he went to Gonzaga, where he starred for Mark Few. Now the Wizards are hoping that he can be a star on and off the court in Washington.
And D.A., you and I were talking that Few really had a nice impact on Hachimura. Thanks for the report. And Grant sends it back. Pass to Craig. Goes up the baseline. And he overshot that one, missing.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
No, you're right. He'd take that 10 out of 10 times. He's not going to miss many of those. The assist is the key to that sequence. I mean, a great look to set him up.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. Chris, the NBA has flattened now the draft lottery odds. And now that you've seen it at work, seen it in play, any additional changes you might make?
Well, you know, Kev, I still a wait and see for me. I definitely like the NBA making sure they try to address the problem. You never want a team to think that they can be rewarded for losing. So I like what we've done so far, but, you know, if I'm a GM, if I'm a president, I'm always going to try to find ways to manipulate and find that, you know, those open gray areas. And so I think this is something we're always going to have to address, but I love the fact the NBA has gotten ahead of the problem.
Well, like the Clippers of a year ago, they looked like, gosh, they've lost all their superstars, but they gave it such a great go. They actually made the playoffs.
Yeah, and it started from the top. I mean, Mr. Ballmer said, listen, we do not want to lose. We're going to go in and we're going to play hard. And I tell you what, I think that's what rewarded them during free agency, by able to go out and recruit players and say, listen, we don't lose here. We just need you to take us over the top. And I think that's a pretty good recruiting pitch.
So for the Wizards, Ryan is checked in for Mo Wagner. Hachimura comes in for Davis Bertans, and it's Brown in for C.J. Miles. And Murray, here we go. Another shot, got a piece of it.
And that's a welcome sign for sure. Hachimura demonstrating a willingness to want to improve as a defender.
Here in the second quarter, we've played a little over 2.5 minutes now. Murray with it. Now Smith defending. Count that bucket. Murray's got 15. Here's McCray. Smith outside. Takes the 13-footer. Here's Bryant. And he battles for the ball and gets the second chance bucket.
Straight up effort gets him those points. That's what it's all about on the offensive glass.
And Murray, here we go. Here's Jokic. No good there. Some solid defense from Bryant. Pass to McCray. Over Harris. Bryant trying to free himself up. McCray, no good. Denver leading by 13. Here's Millsap. His second shot goes in. Off to a good start, 2 for 2.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
Yeah, horrible effort. It appears they may be on the brink of giving up.
Bradley Beal's checked in for the Wizards. Isaiah Thomas comes in for Ish Smith.
Isaiah Thomas.
Closing in on 4 minutes played here in the second quarter. Thomas passes to Brown. And it goes out of bounds. Last touch by Barton.
And while we've got a chance, let's check out the stats for Murray. 16th in steals. And he's among the top 20 free throw shooters in the league. Doesn't waste many opportunities at the line.
And yeah, he's one of the better steal guys in the league, constantly getting his hands in there. And as a ball handler, you have to respect him at all times. Just 5 to shoot. Here's Hachimura. Goes back up.
And one of the league's best defenders. Millsap closing out well on that one.
The Nuggets leading by 15. And here's Barton. He makes another one. That's 4 up and 4 in to start his game.
And you're not going to pass up that kind of play.
Washington's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Outside, Beal. And that one is good. Beal's got 15 points.
He is so hard to stop. I mean, when Beal is committed to scoring, he doesn't care who's guarding him.
Nuggets have gone 7 of 15 from the field here in the second quarter, just under 50% shooting. And that one's good, Jokic.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
Oh, I do too, Greg. You have to go to your best scorers. I mean, it's a smart strategy, and so far, it's paying off in this game.
Beal, the pass to Brown. Washington needs to get a shot off here. Bryant gets a wide open look. Paul Millsap with the rebound. Millsap's got his 4th rebound in this one.
A slight rebound advantage for them. One more column in their favor, and it's all adding up.
And the Wizards making a change here. Bonga's checked in. Wizards on D. 17-point game. Jokic. Washington with the rebound. Hachimura's got 5 rebounds tonight. And out of Japan, a real interesting prospect. Hachimura, especially now that he can stretch the floor.
Yeah, he found the 3 ball in his last year of college, hit over 40%. You combine that with the size, the motor, he is really versatile, and I feel like he's putting it all together.
Wizards trail by 16. Thomas passes to Beal. Right side, Bryant. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Thomas got 4 assists now tonight. And Denver has possession. After this one, they're off to Sacramento to take on the Kings. That'll be just 1 game played away from home for them. Millsap, and he finishes nicely on the layup. He's got 6.
And that bucket adds to what has been a big difference in points in the paint between the 2 teams.
Here's Thomas. Banked in off the glass.
He's been fantastic, but he can't do it all by himself. Some of the other guys need to lighten the load and step up.
And Murray, here we go. Laid in with a nice touch off the glass. Murray's got 6 here in this quarter.
And the D has no answer for Murray. Just absolutely ferocious at attacking the basket.
Thomas, no luck.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Wizards trail by 18. To the paint. Bonga gets the bucket. Bonga's got his first basket of the night.
The continued growth of Thomas as a distributor, capable of making sharp, accurate passes.
Yes, that goes in. 21 points for Jamal Murray. So it's the Wizards now, outplayed in the previous game on their schedule, losing to Sacramento.
Yeah, I mean, they had their chances, competed deep into that game, but had a few lulls there that just kind of took them down.
And those are the games that really hurt. I mean, you're playing well, the effort's there, and in the end, it still isn't enough.
And with the success they've had rebounding the basketball, they're right where you'd expect them to be, firmly in the driver's seat.
Thomas dishes to Beal. A pass to Bonga. Wizards passing it around. 4 on the shot clock. And a bit of a battle here for the ball. The official signals a jump ball here. And Washington has possession. Pass to Beal. Over Harris. Hachimura. It's good on the putback.
And his coaches and teammates love that. They want Hachimura getting after it more on that offensive glass.
He gets that one. 23 points for Jamal Murray.
Well, with the role he's on this quarter, they're going to keep going to him and get that lead even bigger.
Thomas against Murray. Outside, Beal. Pass to Bonga. Just 5 on the clock. Step back shot. Beal can't get it to go.
His field goal percentage has dipped this quarter. I mean, his movement has to be better. He has to find the open spots on the floor.
And that one's good. Barton.
Really, really good at recognizing the gaps and getting the ball to the rim.
Double team on Thomas. Here's Bonga. That one falls, coming off of Thomas's feet. Thomas got 6 assists now in the game.
That's when a double team hurts a defense. I mean, when they're guarding a player smart enough to pass out of it and find the man left alone.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. And we all know how rough things have been for Thomas the last few seasons, Greg, battling injuries and trying to find the right situation for his talents.
And the injuries have clearly taken their toll on Thomas. A lot of things need to go right for you to be a star player at his size, and lately that just hasn't been the case.
It's just a flashback, digital flash. He used to work with it. Now we a good boy. Used to be flashback, digital flash. Going around this. Now we a good boy. Used to be flashback, digital flash. He used to run with it. He used to. Now we a good boy. Used to be flashback, digital dash, flashback, digital dash, flashback, digital dash, flashback, digital dash. Feeling the sound, feeling the feeling, feeling the streets.
So both teams making some changes here. And a chance to take a look at some numbers for Beal.
And something has really clicked for him at the free throw line. In the past 5 games, his percentage at the line is much better than it had been prior. Sometimes that's how it works. A switch flips, and all of a sudden, you're locked in.
Took him no time at all on that one. Morris has got 6 points in the quarter.
And he's really made the most of his opportunities today. I mean, he needs to keep working for those kinds of looks.
From deep, Thomas. Plumlee with the rebound. Plumlee's got 6 rebounds here tonight.
The edge on the glass is the difference. It's allowed them to build this lead. Just playing with poise and confidence, and they continue to put points on the board.
Yeah, Greg, they're just playing smart basketball, reading the floor well and executing.
Let's check out some of the best shooting teams out there. Number 1, the Wizards.
Are just tremendously disciplined offensively, always looking for the best possible shot. That's how they've gotten that field goal percentage to skyrocket.
Morris passes to Beasley. Stolen away. Bonga deciding where to go with it. Passes it to Wagner. Beasley comes with the double team. Stolen by Grant. Beasley outside. Shoots over Beal. Rebound by the Wizards.
And we haven't seen them be quite as aggressive driving the basketball, settling far too much for jumpers.
Bertans in the post. Working on Plumlee. And he recovers it. Wagner, good.
Oh, good interior offense. Those passes have to be right on target.
The Nuggets leading by 20. And Beasley, here we go. It's good again, and an excellent 7th for 8 shooting night so far. There's 1:17 left here in the second. Washington's gotten into trouble with the 3 ball in the second quarter, only hitting 1 of 5 attempts. Beal. Here's Bertans. He gets it in there. Bertans got his first bucket in this one.
I wouldn't want to be the guy who has to keep him off the boards. He is a beast on the offensive glass.
Morris, no good.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
Well, that's why he's out there right now. In situations like this, he stands tall to prevent points.
Hits the 3-point bomb. 18 points for Beal.
As lethal as they come from distance, Beal's outside shot is a thing of beauty to watch.
Low block shot on the way, and that one is good by Beasley.
Kevin, that type of D, that's not going to get it done. I mean, he can't be giving up those kinds of shots.
And there's the pass to Wagner. Here's Beal, and he banks in the layup. Beal's got 20.
Oh, he's a go-to scorer. Once Beal starts to heat up, you better watch out.
And Beasley, here we go. And he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. The Nuggets shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game.
And 74% has been the mark for them on the season thus far.
Shoot 2.
He's off on the first. And the Wizards making a change here. And he sinks the second. And it's Smith with the ball. He brings it up for the Washington Wizards. They trail by 18. Following this game, they hit the road to challenge the Suns in Phoenix. That'll be game 2 of 4 straight on the road. Beasley left side. And right away, they match it with a three-pointer of their own. 20 points for him.
And an eye for an eye. Both teams working to stretch the floor.
Well, these days, so much emphasis on the perimeter game. But you can see why after that sequence.
And so it's the Denver Nuggets with an 18-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. Their strategy has been clear tonight. Work the ball inside, get shots in the paint, and now they are scoring with ease. And now let's catch up with David Aldridge, who's standing by from the sideline. All right, Dave.
Thanks very much, Bradley. The old saying, no rebounds, no rings. How important is it to continue to have 5 guys go to the glass in the second half?
Yeah, all five guys. I think we're too worried about getting out in transition. So I think 1 through 5, including the guards, we all got to get in there and rebound.
You can't score unless you have the ball, right? Thanks very much. Back to you, Kevin.
All right, David, thank you. And stay with us, folks. We'll be back just after halftime to get the third quarter started.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome back, everybody. This home crowd is elated about what they've seen so far. I'm Ernie Johnson. That's Shaquille O'Neal. That's Kenny Smith. Jamal Murray has been the story in this one. He had 23 points and 1 rebound. Kenny, your thoughts on the Nuggets' first half?
In terms of their offensive performance, that was a very well-played half of basketball. Good ball movement off the ball, hard screens being set, and they found the guy for the open look. That's how they were able to shoot such a tremendous percentage from the field. With that fluid, efficient offense, they'll be tough to catch in the second half.
And over to Shaq, your take on the Wizards.
Not pretty to watch how they get torched in the low post, Ernie. When they were playing defense in the post, you know me, Ernie. Barbecue chicken alert, barbecue chicken alert. This team is going to have to up the pressure, play more physical in the second half, start a fight, throw some bowls, let's go.
And that wraps up the halftime show. Third quarter set to begin in just a few.
And after a very lopsided first half, we'll see if things play out a little more evenly here in the second. It's been one outstanding game from Jamal Murray.
No problems fighting his way to the rim in this one. A lot of points in close.
Yeah, slicing through the gaps in the defense. I mean, getting many of his buckets in the paint.
The Nuggets leading by 18. Third quarter action getting rolling right now. Brought to you by Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Here's who's on the floor. So on the floor for Washington, Thomas and Beal teaming up in the backcourt. Hachimura and Bryant are in the middle. And it's Brown in at the 3. Here's Thomas for Murray. Here's Hachimura. Bryant trying to free himself up. Hachimura, no good. And here's Denver. Here's Jokic. Again, the Nuggets score.
Offensively, defensively, they are in total control.
Starting to take over here, building a big lead that could ultimately prove insurmountable.
Count that one. Bryant's got 8 points.
Again and again, they're dissecting the defense and creating those high percentage looks from inside.
Murray, good.
And with Murray, you have an all-around scorer, someone who feels comfortable shooting from just about any spot on the court.
Beal against Harris. Beal dishes to Thomas. Back to Beal. Good, and the assist goes to Thomas. Thomas got 9 assists now tonight.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
You'd like to see a little more energy coming out of halftime on the defensive end.
Brown the pass to Hachimura. And a beautiful feed leads to a monster jam.
And proving to be effective around the rim. Hachimura leaving no doubt about that one.
Count that one. He's got 8.
They made the most of their halftime adjustments. They're shooting 80% so far in the second half.
Thomas passes to Hachimura. Brown outside. Pass to Hachimura. Shot clock at 6. From about 19 feet, It falls for his 5th field goal of the night. Now shooting 5 for 8. While the NBA is entertaining, you know, Chris, it also can have a very social impact in a positive ways. Guys like Kyle Korver have spoken out. The Jazz took action last season. Chris, how do you feel the league has responded to issues like discrimination?
Oh, I think the league has done a wonderful job, better than any league. First of all, we acknowledge it. You don't just throw it under the rug and say there's no problem here. And that may be the toughest to be able to acknowledge that. And then secondly, to make quick, sweeping decisions, I think has also been awesome too. But I don't think any league in the history of sports has had more players speak up for issues in society than ours. Let's go back to Bill Russell and others, the way that they started the game and came in. We have to love it, and I love the fact that the league is not scared of the narrative, and we work together. And by the way, that Kyle Korver article was so awesome. It was so vulnerable for him to write that. And when you have players like that, no matter what color, that are selfless to speak out to make society better, then it's not just good for the game, but it's great for all of us. So kudos to Kyle, the Jazz, and everyone doing all they can do to make things better for everyone.
Absolutely. On the wing, Brown. From downtown, they get it back, and that one's good. Hachimura. Hachimura's got 6 points in the quarter.
You have to push Hachimura out of there if you're the defense. He's a real problem on the interior.
Jokic, no good. Wizards trail by 18. Here's Thomas. Good, and it's Beal picking up the assist. Beal's got 3 assists now in this one.
And something we don't see nearly as much as we used to, the finger roll.
The drive by Jokic, and it's sent back by Bryant. Beal against Harris. Thomas deciding where to go with it. And Bryant slams it in.
Strong move to the 10, trying to get his guys going.
Hard not to get motivated, GA, right when your teammate makes that kind of play.
Yeah, Kevin, you're right. They needed that, and I love that he just didn't settle for the lay-in.
Here's Jokic. Lets it go from the baseline and nails it. Jokic has got 10.
You can learn a lot by watching him operate in their offense.
Bounce pass, Thomas. Bryant, that's for 2. But he stays with it.
That's made a huge difference in this game, if you ask me. Their offensive rebounding has been sensational.
The drive by Jokic. Good work there as it goes. 12 points for him. Wizards trail by 18. To the middle. And it's sent back by Jokic. Millsap kicks to Murray. Plays it up and banks it in. Murray's got 6 in the quarter.
And the confidence from Murray, just so efficient from the interior.
Outside, Beal. Pass to Brown. Back to Beal. A 3-ball. It's hauled in by the Nuggets. Jokic has got 9 rebounds in the game, getting it done.
Not his best day from three-point range. I mean, just won in the first half and still looking for his first here in half number 2.
Brown against Jokic, and he'll shoot free throws here. Clearly fouled on that shot that time, the whistle blowing.
And for Troy Brown Jr., he didn't have a lot of minutes as a rookie. Management wanted to bring him along slowly and let him learn at his own pace.
Taking 2 shots. And the team taking a long-term approach with Brown, as you said.
Yeah, and they should, Kevin. When Brown Jr. did see some time, it was both on the wing and running the offense as a guard. But in high school, he played point guard, and the team see him as an option for spot minutes going forward.
That free throw missing. C-Web, the NBA always trying to improve every aspect of the game, and that includes officiating.
Yeah, and it should include officiating, one of the most important parts of the game and one of the toughest jobs within the business of basketball. I mean, these guys are making calls on the fly without the advantage of the camera at home that we have watching through the screen, or without the advantage of slow motion technology. So first of all, kudos to the refs that go out and give it their best every day. We have the best refs in any of sports, I believe, and we still need to improve on that. The league recognizes that, and I love the fact that everybody's doing it together.
And so it's Beal. He'll bring it up for the Washington Wizards. It's tipped. Outside Bryant. Here's Hachimura. And it's sent back by Millsap.
And Millsap with great hands and the anticipation there to block the shot.
Here's Barton. And Barton throws it down.
My goodness, he is such a great dunker.
Greg, a high riser, no doubt about it. Washington's gotten off to a very slow start from three-point range in the second half. They're 0 for 4. Here's Brown, and Brown throws it down hard.
And watch out, you don't bring the whole basket down on top of you, young fella.
I don't think he ever wanted to let go of the rim. Jokic draws the double. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Jokic has got 8 here in the quarter.
And usually teams go on runs, and it comes from a lot of layups and dunks, but not now.
And in terms of size, not your typical center, but man, he plays as big as any of them thanks to that terrific leaping ability.
Murray, good.
And with the game he's having, there's no doubt he'll be the guy they lean on to protect the lead.
Beal, the pass to Bonga. Here's Hachimura. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. It's going to be on Jamal Murray. The Wizards have made 3 of their first 5 foul shots tonight.
And when you got a team percentage of about 81%, you're going to be one of the elites in this league.
Take a break. Take a break. 2 shots.
No good on the free throw. A different look for Denver. Plumlee, he's checked in for Jokic. Grant comes in for Paul Millsap. And Morris subbed in for Will Barton. And a new group getting ready for the Wizards. Wagner, he's checked in for Thomas Bryant. Davis Bertans comes in for Hachimura. C.J. Miles, he's checked in for Brown. And it's Jordan McRae in for Bradley Beal. And the second free throw, good. Here's Morris. He's got 18. Here's Murray, and he uses the glass on the layup. Murray's got 10 points here in the second half.
He's having a great night from the floor, and they're going to keep leaning on him, looking to grow the lead.
To the wing right side, here's McRae, the good-looking shot from the wing. The Nuggets leading by 22. Here's Plumlee, makes it off the glass. Plumlee's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Yeah, they're going to have a nice little run here.
Bonga, the pass to Bertans. Lays it up off the glass.
And look, he's not the best athlete, but he's able to create the space he needs to operate.
Morris into the lane, and he gets the bucket. Morris has got 20.
Oh, it's all about the assist on that play. He puts it in the perfect spot.
And the official signaled the backcourt violation. Not very careful there. We get a moment now to view the league's stingiest defense. The Nuggets, number 1.
Great defenders both individually and collectively. I mean, you can tell they really love accepting that challenge. They can stifle you at that end of the floor.
Puts it up from 12, and again it's Denver.
And they're beginning to just flat out fall apart defensively right now, especially on the interior.
Bonga, the pass to Bertans. Here's Wagner, and he makes it look easy, dunking it hard with one hand.
And one step ahead of the defense with that solid screen.
And then, Greg, the monster dunk to finish it off.
Well, come on, guys. Someone has to rotate over. Defensively, that's just poor communication.
The plan of attack is obvious. Get the ball inside and go strong to the rim.
Here's Bonga. Some solid defense from Grant. They are enjoying the commanding lead.
And it really gives them the opportunity to give their starters a rest. Always critical when you get ready for that home stretch. How frustrating for the defense. You get the stop, but then fail to block out.
Yeah, and it's inexcusable. But all too common. Basketball one-on-one. When the shot goes up, put a body on someone.
Down low, Wagner. That's good. Basket number 5 on a 5-for-8 night shooting.
One of the few guys in the league who make a lead pass like that. Oh, just a fantastic look.
Murray, good.
Yeah, I love the communication and the chemistry between those teammates.
And so it's Bonga who brings up the ball for the Washington Wizards. Over to the wing. Lets a floater go. He takes it up and lays it in. McCray has got 8 points.
That's just great touch. The teardrop, well, that's all about feel.
Denver calls timeout.
Dance team.
Porter's checked in for Murray. And a change for the Wizards. Smith has checked in. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Taking a look at Denver. Off to a great start this season, currently in second.
And I think for Denver, they had a few critics coming into the season, and now I don't think they have any. This is a club ready to not only make a deep run, but possibly win it all.
Oh, come on, G. You know that's the mindset you have to have. They know if they can get to the playoffs, they have the talent to do some real damage.
Here's Wagner, and he's good on the 3-ball. Wagner's got 7 points here in this quarter.
Well, Coach Scott Brooks has seen success in the past. Respected coach who has won Coach of the Year, but the heat is on in Washington.
Yeah, he hasn't had great luck here with the Wizards. I mean, new management this year might be evaluating him. I mean, he could be a make-or-break season for Brooks.
Bertans can't get it to go. The Nuggets leading by 23. And Porter, here we go.
And once Porter has some momentum behind him, boy, he just rides it to the basket. An exceptional dunker of the ball.
Smith the pass to Miles. And they pick up 2. Miles has got 8.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
We see this all too often. You have to be willing to put in the work.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Smith the pass to McCray. And it hung on the rim, but wouldn't fall for him. Here's Porter. Offensive rebound. That's in. That's his 5th field goal. He's shooting a hot 71%. 5 for 7. Washington's gotten 1 of 6 3-pointers to drop since coming out of the locker room at halftime. Here's Wagner. It's good. The assist that time from Smith. Wagner's got 9 points here in the second half. Here's Morris. Again, the Nuggets score. Washington shooting in the third quarter has been brilliant, up around 58%. It's good. And that's now 10 points for Smith.
It's that kind of aggression that's led to an increased role for Smith these past few years. I mean, they want him playing fast and attacking.
The shot's good from Plumlee.
And I like the decision-making. He's taking what the defense is willing to give him.
Oh, yeah, and that's just a good read on his part. And as usual, his mid-range jumper is on point.
And so it's the Denver Nuggets rolling along with a 27-point lead as we wrap up the quarter. From the field, they have been outstanding. Amazing shooting. That's what has them headed to a blowout. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
I don't really give a.
And a moment ago, inside the huddle with Coach Scott Brooks.
All we're thinking about is offense. Let's get back to what we do. Defense first, and then let's score for that. Let's not worry about our offense. Our shots are going to fall.
Craig, he's imploring his team to be better on defense.
The effort hasn't been there. They need to step it up on that side of the floor.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first three quarters. It's Morris and Beasley at the 1 and the 2. Then it's Porter. Then it's Plumlee. And it's Hernan Gomez in at the power forward position. That's the group on the floor for Denver. Passes to Schofield. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And that's why you don't let him get positioned deep in the post.
No, just too big of a threat down there. I mean, he has a number of go-to moves at his disposal.
And so it's Smith with it. He'll bring it up for Washington. Inside, here's Wagner. Yes, and it's Smith with the assist that time. Smith's got his 6th assist on the night.
Yeah, these defenders just looked a bit overmatched, especially inside.
For Washington, they've gotten all 3 of their shots to drop here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. Here's Schofield. Misses off the right iron.
That's a break for the D right there. I mean, he takes advantage of open looks inside more often than not.
And finished off by Porter.
But when Porter is attacking, the defense is in trouble. Have to respect his ability to put it on the floor.
And the wide open shot from Miles. The second chance effort, Wagner, good.
And they're forcing the ball inside, and it's working like a charm.
They have been really controlling this one.
You never want to be complacent on the floor. That's when you lose momentum.
For Washington, they've gone 4 of 7 from the field since the beginning of the fourth. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
Oh, that's some skill on that assist. I mean, the timing has to be perfect on a lead pass.
A baseline J. That one off the back iron and out. For Washington, they've gone 5 of 8 shooting as we've come down the home stretch in this final quarter. And it's in there. And 12 points for Smith.
And that's why you don't let him get positioned deep in the post.
No, just too big of a threat down there. I mean, he has a number of go-to moves at his disposal.
Now the pass to Wagner. Buries it from three-point range. Wagner's got 7 points here in this quarter.
I remember when you get in trouble for shooting the 3 as a big man. Now teams want their bigs operating outside the 3-point line.
And that one is good by Beasley.
They're taking it right into the teeth of the defense, and it's a defense that's starting to look frustrated.
Yeah, it's getting to them, GA. I mean, the lack of communication, the lack of trust.
Washington calls timeout. Chris, we read this the other day in the NBA announcing the development of the BAL, the Basketball African League. They feel there's a lot of untapped potential there. I would tend to agree.
I'm so excited. I already put my name in the hat to go out there and work with and help develop these kids. Oh, yeah, I'm excited. I mean, just think about this. You want to know what type of talent is out there? Let's just start with Akeem. Then we go to Mutombo, Embiid. He's from Cameroon. How about Antetokounmpo, who has Nigerian parents? I mean, we can keep on going. How about Ibaka help find Siakam? Oh, my goodness.
Yes.
There's some talent out there, baby. And yes, I'm excited for the BAL, the Basketball African League. Africa, stand up, baby.
I'm in the bed in town. Debate about who's the greatest, what you debate about. Yeah. I swear that it's always something.
Big group substitution here for Denver. Jokic, he's checked in for Plumlee. Millsap comes in for Hernan Gomez. Will Barton, he's checked in for Porter. And it's Gary Harris in for Monte Morris. And the basket by Thomas.
Yeah, Kevin, he's so versatile on offense. When Thomas is out, he enjoys showing off the entire arsenal.
Here's Harris. Rebound by the Wizards. Brown, right side. Thomas. Bryant trying to free himself up. Here's Thomas. Up and in on the layup. Thomas got 22 points.
He embraces the contact, does Thomas. At his height, he uses his body like a shield. Just has such great leverage, creating space for the finish.
Bradley Beal's checked in for Washington.
Bradley Beal.
Wizards trail by 18. Thomas dishes to Beal. A bit under 3.5 minutes have passed here in the fourth.
Far from just an outside scorer, Beal also has the skills needed to capitalize close to the basket.
Here's Jokic. Gets it to go from 18 feet away.
And that's just cold-blooded right there. He's taking no prisoners.
Oh, that's just the mentality you have to have. Not wanting to give the opposition any hope of clawing back into this.
Beasley against Beal. Brown outside. The Wizards working the ball around now, and it's sent back by Millsap. From deep, Thomas. Washington gets it back.
And that's a nice job on the offensive glass there. That'll let them work the clock even more. Just creating havoc for the opponents the last few games.
It's all clicking for him right now. I mean, they got to body him up better than that.
Here's Jokic, and it's Denver scoring again.
That's just a product of good pass work. I mean, nice team basketball right
there. Thomas against Harris. Outside, Beal. Off target from three-point range. Here's Beasley. Basket is good. The assist from Harris. That's 28 points for Beasley.
Wow, what a pass there. He made that a very easy basket with that setup.
And that's a foul called on Malik Beasley. That is his first foul of the game. Outside, Beal kicks to Bryant. Brown feeling it out a bit. Beasley with the steal.
This is a clinic. They have absolutely owned this game, still keeping the pressure up with their D. That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Oh, yeah, bang, bang. An impressive sequence that has them fired up.
Here's Beal, and it's sent back by Jokic. But they recover it. The Nuggets leading by 22. Puts one up from 19, and that one goes long. And so Bryant will bring it up for the Washington Wizards. Beal can't get it to go.
With all these three-pointers he's missed in the first half, I mean, he's become a weight around him. I tell this guy to be more unselfish.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
Outside Bryant to stop the run. Paul Millsap with the rebound. Millsap's got 8 rebounds in this game. There's a whistle, and it goes on Isaiah Thomas. And that'll be his third foul so far. As it seems like some teams have been in rebuild mode for a long time. Is there a point at which the league should step in and maybe, I don't know, take over or give them guidance?
You know, I really do. And not because it's necessarily the fault of the team, because it's tough to win a championship. But to be a perennial bottom dweller, basement dweller, it's not good for the fans. And fans like myself, every year comes the first game, we think, hey, we could win a championship, we could do it. But, you know, our thought process is not based in knowledge. It's just based in our hope and will for the team. So you definitely want to keep teams straight. You want to keep them honest. And I think the league can find a way to step in but not step on the toes of ownership.
Guys are looking for a spark here.
Yeah, a cold stretch offensively for sure. He had 6 points from long range in the first half, but nothing's falling here since.
And that one's good, Jokic.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
They're playing well as a unit, taking shots they know they could make and building this lead.
Thomas against Murray. And it's sent back by Millsap. And now Jokic pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And Jokic throws it down.
Attacking in transition, the most consistent way to generate easy looks.
Yeah, you can tell they love to get out and run when the opportunity is there.
Thomas passes to Hachimura. And Chris, whether it's KD or Kyrie, we've seen stars grow irritated with constant questions about their free agent destinations.
I would just suggest to them to go back in time. Nothing is new under the sun. Watch guys like Shaq, like myself, other guys that were free agents. It's a time to talk about it, and it's a time not to. And you can even speak about your impending free agency without insulting the fans where you're playing and without guessing of maybe where you will go next year. I just think that guys just need to be a little more sensitive with it. Fans really want to know, and if the media's going to ask you the question, you got to figure a way how to handle that out delicately.
And this offense is in a perfect rhythm, and you can see how they're finishing their plays.
Yeah, right now it feels like they can't miss. We'll see how long they can make this last.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
No, doing anything they can to stop the bleeding, but so far they've had no answers.
Oh, fantastic dunk. And he hangs around up there just for a little camera time.
Yeah, maybe he didn't want to land awkwardly. Who knows? But there he is, and we see it very clearly. Over in the corner, Brown. Offensive struggles continue, missing again.
And that's the battle they haven't been winning today. Their work on the glass has been porous, and that's got to change.
Washington shooting has been great, up over 50%. In fact, 52%. And there's Bryant. That's good on the assist by Brown. Bryant's got 6 in the quarter.
Oh, that's a well-deserved assist. Not every player has the vision to make that feed.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Thomas inside. He's covered by Murray. Second shot opportunity, and Thomas with the lay-in. Good. Thomas got 24.
Even with his lack of size, Thomas doesn't shy away from going inside. He knows he can't afford to just stay on the perimeter.
Good. 39 points for Jamal Murray. Now Thomas. And it's sent back by Millsap. Bryant finds Thomas. That's good, and it's Bryant with the assist. Thomas got 10 points in just the second half.
Way to work the inside-out game. Draws the defense in and kicks it out for the open shot.
Here's Barton, and the layup is good.
I mean, he is just demoralizing his opponent right now on the backboard. They didn't want anything to do with him on that possession. Almost like they were just giving up on the play.
And he's been doing this for a few games in a row now. We're looking at one of the hottest players in the league.
And Bryant slams it in.
Oh, the timing couldn't have been better on that assist.
Puts it up. Brown trying to free himself up. Again, the Nuggets score. 1:43 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Pass to Bryant. And he's fouled pretty hard on that shot, but he's got the chance to pick up the points at the line. And with the likely return of prep to pro prospects, Chris, some have argued for a high school combine to help determine who's ready to make the leap and who isn't.
I'm not really there with the high school combine. I still think that, you still have a level of college or a level of professionalism that can happen after. And I don't believe until you're ready to be evaluated for the pros immediately, should you have that combine. Your bodies are still growing. I talked to Jaren Jackson just yesterday, and he told me that he grew 2 inches over last summer. So I think it's a little unfair to judge these guys that early when their bodies and mentality still has a lot of development left.
Here's what Denver's going with right now. Vanderbilt's checked in, and it's Juan Hernangomez in for Paul Millsap. And so he hits both. And for the Nuggets, their shooting has been out of this world. 74% from the field. Vanderbilt misses. Washington shooting at a 46% clip in the fourth quarter.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, crushing blowouts, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for the Nuggets.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought, an all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that, and man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
And this will be a big win for them. Lucky win number 13 now in the bag.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And you know, looking back at all the contributions tonight, it was a really phenomenal all-around game for Jokic.
Oh, he was a scary man at the defensive end with all those blocks. Even the shots he didn't get a hand on, he affected. He forced a lot of misses out there tonight.
They made the most of their opportunities, looking comfortable and locked in throughout the night.
That's why they're in the driver's seat right now, looking to put this one away.
Time called here. The Nuggets decide to talk it over. They're ahead by 36. 27 seconds left to play in the final quarter. Guys, your thoughts?
And they've got this one just about wrapped up.
Still trying to apply the finishing touches. That's what they'll be talking about.
I went a different route. I just go pivot the couch. I just envision the count. Then I go get that amount. I got a beautiful house, but honestly, I skip the town and turn the temperature down. So someone dissed me in the crew, but honestly, I forgot who. Cause snakes, it was crazy as that is somebody I probably knew. Me, I don't get it, no clue. That just, you don't do. That just some more I add to the list that I can't get no energy to. Watch what you put up on the wear. You don't want everyone to wear. I just had to lead the hood cause treating me like a celeb. I just went and cut my dread, but I got some beautiful hair. I am just searching for something that's real cause they really know what they say. I gotta smile, but honestly, hell, I put my boy. Sometimes I see him in the cloud. I've been away for a while. I'm in the bed in town. Debating about who is the greatest, what you debating about. Yeah. I swear that it's always something. Get to it,
Now the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Nikola Jokic.
And it's been a ridiculous performance in the best sense possible. I mean, everything about his game has been working. And no matter what they've thrown at him, he's had the answer.
The better he played, the more these fans got revved up. And that continued to play out over the course of his amazing performance. "27 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Wasted no time on that one.
And it's just competing, you know, giving your best when it matters most.
Well, this is what guys play for, and when it pans out like this, it's a great feeling.
Smith with it. Beasley covering. Here's Wagner. Out to Smith. Pass to Wagner. Right wing. So it's the Nuggets winning this one easily. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
And now we'll send it over to David Aldridge, who is standing by courtside. David.
Thank you, Kevin. Here with Mason Plumlee. A lot of points tonight. What was working so well offensively?
Well, we're sharing the ball so well. It's fun to watch, I'm sure, but we have possessions where every guy might touch the ball almost twice. So when you get movement like that, it's hard to guard, and it's a fun way to play.
You did have the defense on its toes tonight, Mason. Thanks. Kevin, back to you.
David, thank you as always. And that'll wrap it up, folks. For Chris Webber, Greg Anthony, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for being with us. See you next time.